Ever Mighty Murloc's Run. Um, it's advertised as a run that where we go into kind of more detail on the bosses, get people in on unfamiliar characters, people that don't get a chance to raid due to scheduling or can't really commit to one of the raid teams. It's kind of get you guys in here to experience things. These will kind of be once a month deals, starting out Emerald Nightmare. We're going to work our way up through the different tiers of content through the expansion over the next couple months. We'll probably stick with normal just to avoid some of the extra mechanics out there, but that's what this is. At any time, if you guys have any questions at all, feel free to speak up or say something in raid chat or whisper me, and I can answer any questions. But we're going to get going. Tonight we have Lisa as Stormlight and Krim on Crimson Kiss as Warrior as our tanks. We have Fairy on Rapunzel, Richard, Lariel as our healers with Nate as a backup, and then a whole bunch of DPS, and I even got Nyx to wake up for this.
Yay!
So these trash mobs for the tanks, we typically in the past pull these one at a time. Melee, they will do a cast. We need to try to keep that interrupted because if that cast gets off, they spew green stuff all over the raid. Little bugs may get big, just avoid those. So we can go ahead and start pulling trash, and then once all the trash is dead, just move back here to where we're at right now, and I'll do a quick kind of boss dive.
Okay.
Yeah, tanks, you'll hit it and then just kind of pull it back this way, and keep that, if we can keep the wave of decay interrupted. Yeah, the bugs, when they explode, they do a knockback. It also puts debuffs out on people that causes the unstable decay. Should be one more back there somewhere.
It's in the boss.
Everybody likes multi-jello, right? Alright. Now then, for the boss, all DPS, you guys will kind of be on the purple side of the room, which is to the left if we're facing her now. Tanks, you'll tank her on blue, and then there's a couple different buffs that go out throughout the fight. DPS players, you'll receive something, DPS and heals, you'll receive something called Rot. You're going to kind of want to run that out to the purple wall anywhere along there. It'll tick down and then drop a puddle on the ground. You'll want to move out of the puddle back towards the boss a little bit. She'll also turn and target a random person and do Infestive Breath. When that happens, everybody just strafe left or right out of that to get out of it. When she does that, it'll also put out a lot of the corrupted ground puddles. Tanks, your swap will be Volatile Rot. When that happens, she'll put a debuff on you. The other tank will taunt, and the tank with Volatile Rot, you'll take it out over towards the green marker. When it drops off of you, it'll throw down 3 puddles and damage everybody in the raid. If people are closer to you, it does more damage. That's why you guys go off to that side. Once it ticks off, you'll come back in, wait for the other tank to get Volatile Rot, and then taunt swap.
Okay.
Okay.
Then every so often, she will decide to lay down and start channeling Heart of the Swarm. When she does this, all the puddles of green rot on the ground will move in closer to her, just kind of avoid those. The bugs in the room will also get big and explode. So while it moves in, just avoid that and do as much DPS as you can to her. Usually, I'll keep an eye out and kind of call, hey, the head is clear, or the back right shoulder over near the green marker is clear, just to kind of give you guys an idea of where you can go. But we'll go ahead and we'll use Bloodlust during that Heart of the Swarm phase, and that's it. When she comes out of that, it goes right back into what we were just doing with the running the rot out to the purple side, volatile rot for the tank swap, and watching the breath. You can stand near her tail, that's not a big deal. She doesn't do any dragon tail swipey stuff. Any questions? Alright, I'm going to do a ready check. Healers, just be aware when the tanks go out to that far side, you may need to kind of move in towards the dragon more. And then whoever is targeted by the breath, they're going to take a lot of damage, as well as anybody that gets caught in that.
Thank you.
Alright, everybody is ready. Tanks on your pull. You can do /DBM space pull or /DBM space pull 10.
Oh my god, I'm so sorry. I failed.
What, did you smite the boss?
I guess so. I didn't even mean to.
It's okay. It's okay.
I'm sorry. I know better too.
Rod on Ozen.
You have no more need of this life. Your waking life is a disease.
What are we listing?
We're gonna lust when she lays down. Though she may die before then.
Your waking life is a disease.
Vested breath, dodge out of that.
Face your fate. I dreamed the dream. Now I wake.
Alright.
Alas, poor Nythendra. She served faithfully as guardian of the dream, only to be perverted into a gatekeeper of corruption.
Alright, so this next bit of trash, the giant trees will put something on the ground. You do not want to be standing in that. The tricksters will put a red circle on you with an arrow over your head. If that happens, stand still and the raid will come stack on you. Healers do not dispel that unless the entire raid or most of the raid is on them. And then if you step in the purple fog, you'll see kind of off here to the left, a little around the corner, that will spawn an additional ad. Just be aware of that. They will get stepped on. It's inevitable with this group anyway. Oh wait, no.
Oh, we do have healers pulling bosses, so.
Yep.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
You have to keep it interesting.
Though I was really puzzled when it came at us. Like, I didn't dot it,
I
did
didn't
I?
see anything hit it, so I was like,
It just thought fairy looked tasty.
if you're talking, Smash, I can't hear you.
That's the circle you don't want to be in. Oh, and it's dead.
How did you know, Ziri?
What, the purple smoke was going to get pulled? The only one that won't get probably pulled is the very last one as we turn up the ramp and can mount. And when we get up to the top, we will be going to the left first. I swear to God, this cough.
I feel kind of bad. This is my first day not coughing.
I got sick right before Christmas, and the cough has just decided it's going to persist.
I saw that, Nate.
That happened to me last year. I had a cough for a really long time.
I got mine about the same time you did. Because I remember you talking about it in Discord.
And I think I'm getting sick now. Which is just great.
Oh.
I'm hoping now that all three of us in this house have gotten sick that we are good for the rest of the season.
You just rotate out sickness like you're on ships. Or you have a
Sure felt like it.
Well, now that we've pulled literally every single cloud
Right.
in this goddamn thing. Hold on. Doesn't matter anyway.
They could drop legendaries.
If I'm in an LFR, I pull it myself, so I'm in control.
Ziri, don't encourage it. Why?
Has anyone ever gotten a legendary off of trash?
Yes.
Never. Actually, no. Urdu,
Multiple
probably.
times in here, yeah.
I did on
Really?
my hunter.
Never saw it. Y'all lucky.
If Urdu was here, he would have gotten 32 BOEs during all of that as well.
There's not
Probably.
one who gets BOEs anymore.
Not that its whispers seduce you. I sense that
It's
I think
been
he
that
was
way.
the only one who ever got BOEs.
A few of us did, but he would consistently get one every raid night in here.
I got like one ever. in the
Alright,
entirety of
we're going to
freaking-
be turning left and going down this path that I've thrown a purple marker
from
at.
each of these pathways,
We can pick up this quest, right?
multiple
Yeah.
evil emanates.
You have to kill
Choose the
Cenarius 4
course,
times
and
to
know that I will
turn in the
stand
quest,
with
but you
you.
may pick it up.
Whatever.
It's not even that many times. It's like 4.
Is this the one where you can't move forward when you load in?
Yeah, don't auto run through this portal.
Looks like people already did.
Not that it matters a whole lot here. If the red totems spawn, make sure to switch over and kill them.
My goodness. Nice. Reload.
Okay.
Can you take Smash off push to talk? Because apparently it's not working. I don't know why.
It's off.
Can you talk now, Smash? Or is it
Yes.
just
There we go. My push to talk would only work if I actually had the Discord window selected.
Might
That's
have to
really
run
weird.
Discord and WoW both as an admin.
I'll have to look at that later.
Grab this achievement for everyone, too,
Yeah.
Ziri.
Yeah, let's go ahead, kill these guys right here. While we're here.
Oh, we have to have the guy in here.
Yeah, we'll get him. And then I'll do a quick explanation on the bear. And we're gonna have our Uber DPS relax for this fight for just a little bit, and I'll have you guys pop in, start hitting it once we get her down a little bit.
But our parses.
You'll be
Are
okay.
we even
Senor.
recording the logs? Like,
my
don't think
my
so.
client always records raids. All right.
I don't let my clients record anything.
I'm ready to get 2s on the parses. I'm ready for it.
I really wish he was tameable.
The bear.
You might be
This
able
guy
to
right
next
here?
expansion.
Or
I'm gonna
Ursak.
try
Are we
next
talking about
expansion.
Ursak?
Yeah, Ursak.
That'd be
He's
cool.
an awesome hunter pet.
All right.
Yes.
Hey, by moving everyone into group 6, I can't see anyone in group 6 right now.
Give me
Just
just
FYI.
a second. I'll move them back. All right, tanks. This is a tricky tank swap thing. So whoever, when you start the fight, you guys will kind of spin him around where he's at. You can actually kind of ride all the way around the room and be behind him. But you'll spin him around where he's at. There's a purple marker back there now. Whoever is the first tank to take him, you'll hold him till you get 1 stack of Overwhelm. As soon as that goes off, the second tank will taunt. Once they get Rend Flesh, the first tank taunts it back. When they get a second stack of Overwhelm, the other tank's Rend Flesh will wear off, and then they will taunt. And then they'll get Overwhelm, and it'll kind of flip-flop.
Oh, so you have 2 different debuffs?
There are 2 different debuffs. So what it is, so Lisa, you'll say if you start it, you'll get Overwhelm. Krem will get will taunt, get Rend Flesh. You'll taunt back, get Overwhelm too. Krem's Rend Flesh will wear off. He'll taunt. He can taunt before it wears off, but then he will get Overwhelm. You'll taunt, get Rend Flesh. He'll taunt back, get Overwhelm too. Your Rend Flesh will wear off, and then you'll taunt and take Overwhelm. So it kind of alternates who gets what.
Okay.
Yeah, but you never want one tank to get both, because that's bad.
Yeah, it gets a little rough. I mean, we'll be fine with the healers that we have and all that. 2 stacks of Overwhelm does hurt quite a bit. With your guys' gear, it shouldn't matter a whole lot. As far as everybody else goes, we're going to have a group that stacks on his butt, and a group that kind of stands off over here. So if you are in group 3 or 5, that's Valerie, Corona, Ozin, I'm going to butcher this name, Soya, Scarrow, KG, Ying, and Tubby. You guys are going to start on the butt of the boss, on the green marker. Groups 4 and 6, which is Ziri, Trix, Nyx, Get Wrecked Mate, Saberwind, Rapunzel, Denali, Cooldowns, and Choopy. You guys are going to start on the star. What will happen is one DPS will get a debuff called Focus Gaze. When you get that debuff, your job is to come stand on the orange marker. The boss will then charge at you, running through whoever's at green, putting a debuff on everybody, and then hitting you. When that happens, the green group will then go over to the yellow star, and the yellow star group will then be on the bear's butt, and that just rotates. I'm going to collapse down that group 6 into group 2. Yes, and healers you'll want to keep Tour Rage alive, but shouldn't be a problem. Otherwise, that's the fight on normal. It's really just a tank swap deal, and then whoever gets that focus gaze running back, and the two groups swapping. You'll be able to see if you get hit by it because you'll get a little debuff that says momentum. It's a little red kind of misdirect swirl that'll show up in your debuffs. Alright, ready checking. It takes, I think you guys can get right along the wall right behind him, no problem, if I remember right.
Yep.
Yeah, all the DPS that kind of main raiders from the other group that are murder ball, just kind of hold off. I'll call when we're gonna start hitting it, and we'll do lust then. I just want to have a couple rounds of the charge go out and the tank swap, just so everybody kind of gets a feel for it. Butt group, go ahead and stack up on orange. The rest of you that aren't in the butt group can come on over towards the dinosaur behind star. Alright, tanks on your pool, not ferries.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Alright, butt group move up to the butt. You can stand forward to the green marker. Green's just for reference.
Stamp and trample, crush and crumble.
Focus gaze.
2, 1.
Okay. Green group over to star. Star group over to the butt. Touch the butt.
Your bud.
Tanks, you guys having fun with the debuff?
Yeah. I mean, DBN, you know.
Alright. We'll get next focus gaze. After this, we'll lust and everybody blow her up.
2, 1.
Or blow her up. Alright, butt groups swap. Lust and destroy.
Grats.
Finally.
That's a good one, Nix.
Nice.
I cannot speak to the mage one, but the warlock one I know is good.
The mage one's okay. Actually good for the mage tower challenges, but
DBM is your friend for that, right?
Yeah, for the tank stuff, it is definitely.
But a legendary is a legendary.
true enough. Especially if it's one of your only two.
Yeah.
Actually has some good stats on it.
Haven, I'm going to be switching to Affliction full-time here soon, probably.
Affliction?
Affliction.
Affliction.
Oh god.
Devin, you just got it.
I didn't. I've had it.
Oh, then the other druid just got it.
Somebody got it. One of these here people.
The hidden appearance.
Are we going to the left?
Oh, nice. Yes, we will go to the left, which will put us in the next hallway.
Don't walk forward for serious on this one. We need tanks.
Now, the sacred place
Congrats
has
on
been
the
made
hidden
into a
appearance, Richard.
conduit for the nightmare to spread its corruption.
I was able to stay mounted the whole fight.
Oh, is that for bear?
Yeah, it's the bear appearance, which is actually better than the mage tower, arguably.
Really?
I mean, Hulk bear, yeah, stupid bear is dumb. It's
Stupid
the bone
bear.
one. They should have switched them, honestly.
Bone bear versus stupid bear. All right,
Bear.
this
There we go.
trash is going to root us in place and try to sleep us, just murder ball them. Affliction is a lot of fun. And I like Destro still. Just wanted to switch it up a little bit.
Don't lie, no you don't.
Hey Ziri?
Yep.
Is it okay if I join in, or?
Yeah.
I'm just finished eating, so sorry about that.
Oh, you're fine.
The thought of going Affliction makes me crit.
It's
Affliction only spec.
not that bad.
Whatever. Destro.
Affliction is awful.
Did you
I
say?
love Destro.
Did you say cringe?
I heard crit.
That's what I heard too.
Alright.
Cringe.
Let's get summons, please, so we can get Kuro in. And I've got to build some groups.
Dauntless, and I don't know what it means to have a warlock.
Right.
Wait, I'm not from Dauntless. I'm from Flat.
Well, I know what you meant. But
Where does Sabers lead?
Do y'all even
fly?
have warlocks anymore in that?
No,
Nope,
but I
stole them all.
Not
I talked
permanent.
about recruiting one today. Like, I'm just gonna be like, we only want a warlock.
Only
No,
I
Friday
mean-
and Saturday.
We'll
I
never
mean,
get a warlock.
Depending on what level warlock you need, I could totally love to.
Are you
Go
available
right ahead.
Fridays and Saturdays?
Usually.
Oh yeah.
It's
Get
in the
in
evening,
there.
right? Or is it in the morning?
It's in the
Evening.
evening.
Yeah, it should be fine.
Yeah, get in there, man. We need warlocks.
Black Flag, we have minimum 2 a night.
Dauntless.
Whatever. Oh my god. Failure.
Figure the raid teams out, people. Their names.
Dauntless.
404 not found.
Alrighty.
I gives up.
I'm gonna throw a marker over there. What is my title, Sarah?
Oh, it's fixed now.
I don't know.
But it still says you're playing Destiny 2.
Oh, you're talking about. Oh,
That's funny.
you're talking about Twitch. I'm like, what are you talking about? My title. I pulled up the character screen. Alright, guys. So, groups 1 and 2, you'll be over near the skull marker. Groups 3 and 4, you'll be over near the purple marker. The dragons will be tanked at the skull and purple markers respectively. There will be a stacking debuff that goes out from each dragon. If you were in range of both, you will get both, so make sure you stay on your sides. What will happen is a certain distance into the fight, Yasandra there will take off, and the other dragon that's up above us right now flying around that you can't see will land. So the tanks will pick that up. Whoever loses their dragon. In about 7 or 8 stacks, the tanks will want to move across the room together, taunt each other's dragon, and move back to your markers. That way the stacks don't get too high and kill people. So we're going to slow DPS on this one a little bit just to be able to see that mechanic. As we're doing the fight, little flowers will spawn. They need to be stood on. That prevents them from spawning ads. If they're not, ads will spawn. Whoever is standing on them will take damage. You will see green puddles on the ground. If we have the right dragon, I can't remember which one does it, but if you stand in those, it'll put you to sleep. There'll be purple swirls. Just have to avoid those. So yeah, it's pretty much stand on the flower, blow up dragons, kill ads. There occasionally will be ads that will spawn from one of the dragons and go across the room. They need to be killed before they get across. And the dragons do a breath attack, so do not stand in front of them unless you are a tank.
Okay. Those swap dragons at 7 stacks.
Yep. So we'll let it get up to let you guys swap once, and then we'll lust and blow them up.
Okay.
One of the dragons may take off during that. Just whoever that is, go ahead and taunt it. Unless you guys are close to swapping, and just call it out. And
Okay.
because if it's like 6 stacks, might as well go ahead and swap. Ready, checking.
Can you repeat which group is it, which symbol?
Groups 1 and 2 at Skull, 3 and 4 at Diamond.
Roger.
Oh, good. So I accidentally went to the right one. You had me second guessing myself there, Ziri.
Ish. Other side. Or no, you're right. You were just too close to me. Go, shoot.
I hate you.
Wow.
You were in range of me and you were lit up. I'm like, why are you over here?
Well, maybe you were too close.
Alright, tanks on your pull.
Five, four, three.
I don't know why I'm trying to get kicked. Guild repairs aren't on.
Oh, I actually meant to turn those on.
The dreamers must be avenged.
When are we lusting?
I'll call for it. It'll be after the first dragon swap.
Peace is but a fleeting dream. Let the nightmare reign.
Come forth, dreamers, and claim your
The other one's over
vengeance,
here,
the
next to me.
nightmare's
There we go.
corruption.
I didn't realize it for a second. I was like, oh.
Terrar will spawn ads occasionally. When he does that, the ads need to die quickly. There they are.
Come forth, dreamers, and claim your vengeance.
Alright, I'm at 7, so I'm gonna grab this.
Okay.
I got you, Sandra.
Alright, and let's go ahead and lust, kind of move them back into position, and we'll kill them.
She didn't want to move.
Yeah, dragons are
They can be twitchy.
Come forth, dreamers, and claim your vengeance. At last, long
And loot is at the other one. Grats on the pet.
Well done.
Oh, Yasandra.
It's a really cool
How
pet, too.
cruel fate can be. Cleansed of the nightmare once before, only to become its victim yet again. Some wounds never truly
I remember
heal.
when we did that achievement.
May you find peace at last.
It's a hot mess.
Oh, well, the portals.
I think I remember that.
It was a little weird. That was a long time ago.
Yeah,
It was like right after you guys joined, wasn't it?
pretty, yeah.
That was earlier.
Because we were trying to get all that done within the Nighthold tier.
Next one to the left. Ziri.
Yes. I put a marker down. It's the moon.
Just so people know where they go. This one you can walk in and you will not get killed. Yay!
That's life.
Challenge accepted.
Seems poised to unleash its corruption upon
There are, in fact, ads somewhere.
There are ads, but you can walk in the door without dying. Oh my god, I love your unicorn. Ah,
What, the purple one?
yes!
You can get this.
It's beautiful.
You definitely won't hate yourself.
That's good to know.
She has blocked out the memories of me complaining about that, I guess.
I bet.
Though now that I know the science behind the maze, I could probably do the maze really fast.
Oh, is that the secret mage thing that was like...
Yeah, all the notes and...
Yeah, I went like AFK that whole month, so I don't know.
Yeah, because apparently the...
I found the spreadsheet.
Still available, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I found the spreadsheet of my map from that, and it's so bad.
People were wrong about the way it worked, I guess.
Yeah, I avoided doing it because I was like, oh, I'll just, well, like, nobody else is doing it. And since then, I've just not had any energy to, like, go to do it.
I got up to the final part through the maze, and I spent like 5 hours in there, and I was like, I'm physically done. I cannot do this.
There's add-ons now that'll do it for you, essentially.
Wow. That's cool.
Yeah, I
I'm
remember
just still too lazy.
Somebody was developing one like on the fly that night.
It was not that good.
No, it was terrible.
It helped me at first, and then I was like, screw this. I'm just gonna
Has
run in
anyone
circles.
ever brought her on the spider webs when in bird form?
Why would you do that?
Did an LFR once. She gets a 500% buff.
Oh.
Oh!
Fun.
That's very
It's
interesting.
not listed in her spells at all. It's something you only learn when the LFR is going really bad.
Yeah, that's an interesting one right there.
That's amazing.
Alrighty, so this boss has two forms, Spider Bitch and Bird Bitch. Spider form, as that we see now, she will cast Webs of Pain, which will draw a line between you and one other person. This will typically be between the two tanks and then 2 DPS. The further you are apart, the more damage you do to the other person, as far as the damage is transferred between the two of you, so you want to stick together. The other thing is she will throw necrotic venom out at players. When you get this, you're going to want to run up towards the green marker. It will tick off and drop 3 different puddles on the ground. So you're going to kind of drop one, move a little bit, drop the second, and slowly it's going to fill in across the floor here. She will also lift up into the air. When she does that, ads will spawn, some spiders that need to die. She'll also put giant green circles on the ground. You don't want to be standing in those. When the spiders die, they also drop green puddles on the ground. There is no tank swap here, so it's kind of just, you guys can kind of hold her there in the center. That phase will last for 90 seconds, and then at which point she will turn into a bird. Shortly after turning into a bird, she'll throw Twisting Shadows, which is a purple swirl debuff, on a couple players. You're going to want to move off to the side and drop that. They're tornadoes that kind of move around and will stun people that move into them. And then you'll get thrown up into the air as well if you get that debuff. The other buff she'll cast is Gathering Clouds. That'll be slightly after she turns into a bird. She'll start pushing everybody away and will do raid-wide damage. So the goal usually is kind of stack up on her during that. That way you don't get blown off the edge. After she finishes casting Gathering Clouds, there will be a series of feathers that appear right in front of where she's standing before she takes off. What those do is they allow whoever picks them up to jump high. They can push the extra action button they'll get and click on the ground to land. You can use that to squish spiders. Typically those are reserved for tanks' heals. Once they have them, anybody else can get them. Anybody that doesn't have one has to make the precarious travel across the bridge across the room that I am going to mark with a skull. You'll move across that. If you touch the eggs, they'll pop and spawn more. And then we just kind of move across to that other platform over there. At which point she'll continue to throw out tornadoes. She'll also do Razor Wing debuff, which means anybody in front of her will take lots of damage. That should only hit the current tank. After that, that'll be your tank swap on bird form. The only other thing is she'll do Raking Talons, which does a lot of damage to the tanks. You can taunt swap on... Or that's the taunt swap. The Raking Talon, or Razor Wing, is just whoever the active tank is in front. Sorry about that.
Okay.
Raking Talons at 2 stack, she'll taunt.
Okay.
Which point she'll, after 2 minutes, she'll turn back into a spider, and then it kind of repeats. What we'll do is we'll go through the spider phase. Then we'll let her transition. We'll go through Gathering Clouds, and when she lands on the other side, that's when we'll blow her up. So my hard-hitting DPS just kind of wait till we're on the other side, and then we'll blow her up. I just kind of want people to see, you know, the general basic mechanics of this one. Any questions? All right, everybody's ready. Tanks on your pool.
5.
Don't dismount me, spider.
2, 1.
None for you. Only gushing blood and
Are we holding back DPS again?
Yes, please. The links have gone out. Those are the lines. That green circle, that's the buff. You want to run up to the green mark if you can. You can take it out to the edge, that's fine. Use Tubby as a bad example. Use, I think, Marev is the good example.
Nate, oh my god.
I'm just DPSing by using Force Lightning.
Good job, Tubby.
It's okay. I don't think he was in the guild back then, so you didn't have to deal with my wrath.
Oh, he's just following me now.
Four, 3, 2, 1.
Very well be fine, because this isn't, like, heroic. If this was heroic, it'd be really bad, because the tornadoes would pick up all this and throw it at us.
Rogue the Bear is my least favorite.
There's a lot going on at Murloc.
Just saying it's way easier to get close if you're on a mount.
Yes, it is. Alright, go ahead and move across. Be careful for tornadoes.
This is where I die.
Somebody just got eaten by a tornado.
You can blink through the tornadoes.
If you get ads, take them over to the tanks. Razor Wing, don't be in front.
The illusion of corruption falls away. Behold, a druid who was as a sister to me.
Really, the spider just...
The Twilight's hammer ambushed and murdered Elara.
I I don't want this.
Devin, I don't know where you're going.
Don't either. Turn the wrong corner.
Does anybody wants the 2 trinkets or any of the loot that's been linked in raid chat?
You had a deep love for the lands of Alterac.
I think I can use the plague hive.
I could do, but you can have it.
Let me look at my stuff real quick.
I linked a life artifact earlier. I don't know if anybody saw it.
Alright, I actually just need rings.
Okay.
I can use the twisting wind.
I got one that I don't need.
Yeah, there's an achievement on that boss. There's these eggs that are pulsing red all around the map in there, and some are like off to the side. You have to jump down, slow fall too. It's a little crazy.
Who was it that wanted the wind thing?
Nyx.
Alright.
Would you want the plague hive, Kura?
Yeah.
I don't need it.
Okay. We need to summon Murev if we can.
Oh, he's stuck on that platform.
Is he still
What's
stuck?
next?
Oh no, I just hopped off.
Okay, Ish, I can't trade with you if you're moving around, buddy.
I'm looking for Nyx. Where's Nyx?
Sorry.
No one knows who each other are. Hilarious.
Well, I don't raid, period, with you.
Nyx has
much,
the
so.
red X on her head.
It's a beautiful add-on for this, people.
No, it's fine. I really don't know who anybody is.
But
it's funny.
my immersion.
Okay. I know Stormlight's Lisa, and Crimson is Crimson, and that's about it.
That's not... Crimson is not Crimson.
Oh, see? I'm wrong.
That's probably not his name in real life.
Well, of course not. And Ziri is Ziri. And Nyx is Nyx. Wow, that was easy.
Wait, this isn't Crimson? Our Crimson?
No. This is Crimwolf.
Hi, Crimwolf.
My
See?
tunes are all crimson on the other realm, so.
Nice.
We're gonna
Can we
go
all
right
make
up. Do we have everybody? Yeah, we're all here. We're gonna just go up the middle instead of the skip.
Okay.
Because stuff will just melt.
Like my heart.
I hit level 5 today in Ingress today. Smash.
Grats.
After I took back
What
my
was
shopping
that
center.
nonsense?
You're going straight at the middle?
Yeah.
Richard, 3 of the people that we have convinced to go to resistance are in the trade with you. Barry and Nyx. They're holding it down in South Carolina.
Barely.
I think, well, you guys are like surrounded by green, right? It's a green dominated area.
Yeah, it is.
It's good though. It's easier to level.
As long as they don't take out my
I'm halfway through
credit
3.5.
union portal, I'll be happy. They can...
Yeah,
Or
when
I'm
you said
halfway
you
through
had to-
3.
When you had
Whatever.
to stop on your way home.
Yeah, it's that last one before the house, and I've had it for a month now.
Because those sons of bitches took your shopping center.
Yeah, the shopping center around that has enough portals I can always build fields, but somebody was staying at the hotel, like, took it all out. I'm like, you assholes.
How rude.
Leave my fields alone.
It's better if somebody takes them down so you can rethrow them.
That's what I said.
But my pretty blue fields.
I had to get out of my car, though, to kill one of the green ones in the cold today, so that kind of sucked. While it was snowing. It's like, this is kind of miserable.
Alrighty, so Il'gynoth. Really not a whole lot going on for tanks here, unless there are Dominator tentacles. So one of you will tank the left one will tank the right. They used to do a lot of damage. They'll just tickle now. And then occasionally a giant fog lamp nightmare will spawn in the back. You guys will hold on to it, face it away from the raid, taunt every 2 stacks. Anytime anything dies in here, it will spawn a little red ooze that will chase people around. It'll put eyes over your head and follow you. It does do damage when it hits you, but the important thing is we're going to let it kite. You're going to have to kite it for a little bit, and then when we call for it, everybody's going to move into the yellow marker. We wait for all the ads to get up in there, and we will blow them up. When that happens, it does damage to the eye. Once we do enough damage to the eye, it'll shrink. We'll go inside and blow up his heart. There's a couple different types of tentacles. There's the Dominators, as you see now. There are Corruptors that will spew red circles under your feet. You'll just move out of those as they silence. And then there are the Eye Stalks that will shoot beams at you. They just need to all die kind of quickly. They do a Mind Flay that AoEs. And then same with the Foglight ad. Anytime we kill anything, the ads will spawn. We'll kite them until we say, okay, everybody in under yellow. We'll blow them all up. It's very important they die at the eye. And that's that.
Who's on the mount crew with me?
I'll join.
You can do a better mount than that.
We can't have everybody on the mount crew.
No, this is just for the DPS people and everyone else that's like helping.
All right. Everybody is ready. Tanks on your pull.
Corgi mount, oh my god.
5, 4,
Wow.
3, 2, 1.
It'd be like a gnome racial.
Gnome druid travel form.
You still don't have it?
Oh, the Fox mount. Lisa's in the same boat.
I still don't have it.
Wow.
How do you get it?
I'm sorry, guys. Okay, the Bloods, the Nightmare Ichor, don't burn them down too much. They, if you guys want, go ahead and stack up on yellow and go ahead and AoE those down. Death Clear's going down. There's going to spawn a few more oozes. Used to hate this fight so much on Heroic. Let's go ahead and get that other one up. Ooh, nice.
Nice.
I'll
Very
do what I
nice
can.
save. Nightmare Horror is incoming.
Hey, don't send it for this.
Yep, he does an eye beam that puts a debuff on everybody in front of him. Corruptors are up. Alright, get all the ads in. Okay. Inside. Blow up the heart.
Doesn't dismount you inside, by the way.
That's funny.
Oh, I forgot about that ability. We killed it before it mattered, but it would have... You want to spread those out to where they don't overlap too much.
Or if you want to really be a cool person, you just stack them. Click the corner and see if somebody dies. That's how I like it.
No doubt Xavius and his ancient master.
Alright, when we go back through the portal, we will be going to the little flower that Cenarius, or not Cenarius, Malfurion was hovering over, and we will click on that and go through a portal.
Buys us enough time to defeat
We're already to that point? Oh my god.
Yep.
the black armies rise
Sounds fast.
Even with all my talking. Wonder if I can pull that dinosaur.
Behold, the iris opens.
Really?
I can. Oh.
Good job.
I thought it was outside the bounding box for the area.
If it has a red thing over its head, I'm pretty sure you can pull it.
I'm surprised nobody clicked on any of the crystals.
I did.
I found out what they did last time, so no.
They do.
He almost killed me with.
They do different things. Not all of them do the same thing.
That's not true at all.
It is true.
By almost, he actually hit me, so it's like, ooh.
Are we skipping or killing things?
Might as well just kill. We've got the power to just.
We can pretty much melt their
Already
faces.
skipped them.
Why not?
No. I don't want to go back. Oh well.
I think there are enough of us to
Go kill this
kill.
Rude.
Alright. Sonar.
So are we actually gonna do mechanics on this guy, or we're just gonna cheese him?
We're gonna do mechanics.
Okay.
At least for a little
At least for what?
bit. A little bit. Alrighty, so welcome to Cenarius. So there are 4 different corners I have marked here. Each one spawns a different set of ads. Whatever corner the majority of the raid group is standing closest to, that group will spawn in as cleansed and help us out in the fight. The green spawns in wisps, the purple spawns in trees, blue is dragons, and red is dryads. Green is the wisps. They will put out little green puddles around the room. Basically, as the fight goes on, you get a stacking debuff called Corruption. You can use green puddles that spawn to clear those stacks. You want to do that around 16 to 20. Whichever corner we cleanse, a giant tree will spawn there too with a green puddle that we can step in and out of to cleanse stacks. It does shrink as time goes on, so it's kind of, you only want to use it for those certain things. The trees over at purple, if they spawn in cleansed, they will put down tranquility that you can use to get mana back and heal. You'll see those pop. If we don't kill them, a giant tree will spawn like we faced earlier in the raid. It will do, except instead of running out from under it, you want to stack underneath of it and burn it down, because it does a stomp that does split damage to everybody underneath of it. The dryads over at the back right red X corner, they will heal, so it's important that they get interrupted. They will also throw out purple circles on people. You don't want to run over your friends with those. You want to just kind of stand off to the side. It'll tick off and not do damage to everybody else. The dragons that spawn in over at blue, They just need to be DPS down, and then at 50% they start doing a pulsing AoE, so it's important they die quickly after they hit 50. Yes, Sarah. If the ads spawn in, whoever is currently not taking Xavius, which one tank can handle Xavius for all of the first phase, whoever is not tanking him picks them up and you kind of hold them near the center. If they get too close to Xavius, he gets a spell reflection buff. He'll reflect all damage back onto whoever is hitting Xavius. So the goal is we will start over at green. We'll have that tree spawn. That'll spawn in dragons and a tree. Those will get picked up, DPS'd in the center. Once they go down, you get back on Xavius and DPS him. It's kind of a back and forth. At 35%, it's when he goes into phase 2. This is when tanks will need to swap. He does a spear attack. When he does that, it'll attack you, and it'll put a giant puddle on the ground for as much damage as you don't mitigate. So it's important to kind of use your mitigations around that. If you take all the damage, a puddle will fill up a large portion of the floor. I think it can fill almost up to 3/4 of it if you're standing in one of the corners. Each time that happens, you taunt swap, you kind of move to the edge of where the puddle currently is, and you keep kind of going around the edge of the room until we're out of space. The other ability I missed was there will be these roots that spawn and move towards players. They will leave roots behind on the ground. If you get caught in them, it'll stun you there for a few seconds and do damage. If there's a lot of them up, if anybody has like a way to mitigate damage or go immune, such as Hunter Turtle, Paladin Bubble, you can do that and run through them. And yeah, that's it. I know there's a lot to this boss. It's kind of silly. What we'll do is we'll do one set of the ads, then we'll push him down to 35, and then we'll let the tanks do one of the swaps, and then we'll kill him.
Krim, do you want him or the ads?
I'm used to the ads, so take him.
Okay.
Alrighty. Just waiting on everybody's ready. Tanks on your pull.
5, 4, 3.
And everybody kind of group up towards the green side of the room here at the start.
The impurity must
just tank him here.
You're going to want to move him over towards green just a little bit.
1.
He doesn't cleave or anything here at the beginning, so right. Okay. Wisp will spawn in.
Sacred vines, entangle the corrupted.
Make sure to dip into the green to clear your stacks. Get the dragon down. Okay, back on the boss. Clear your stacks if you haven't. Next set of ads would be, we'd want to go over towards the purple diamond, if I remember right. It's been a while.
Is that you, Theroshan? Yes, Cenarius. We are here to save you.
Alright, ads are going to come in. So we'll kill the ads, and we'll push him to 35.
Sacred vines,
Oh, I was wrong. That's,
entangle the corrupted.
that'll be fine.
I have purified one.
Clear your stacks. Blow up the dryads first. Those are the circles you don't want to hug your friends with.
Hold your weapon. Sacred vines,
Give us something on there.
entangle the corrupted.
Don't spread aid smash. Okay. That was one of the spears that puddle, just FYI.
Entangle the corrupted. Yes, Father. I will not fail you. Cenarius, do not listen to him. Fellowship. How could you? It is done. Cenarius is beaten.
And then jump into the swirly abyss.
Now I must focus all of my strength to cleanse it. Xavius waits ahead in the Rift of Al, the true heart of the
If you jump down this in LFR, it kills you.
your side, heroes, but
Fun fact, it also kills you in any difficulty. I would know because I just died to it.
bond with the Emerald Dream gives me great
Oh, did you jump down during the fight?
Yeah, I literally a flying serpent kicked straight into the freaking thing.
Yeah, it's fun, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, it was hilarious.
I have fell rushed off the Croesus Bridge before, so I know what that's like.
I rolled off that once.
Sometimes it will randomly go like twice as far as it's supposed to, and you'll just be like, okay.
Alright.
How do you link items in chat again?
Shift click.
Does anyone need these boots?
I will take us into the heart of
Nope.
twisted place.
You're not anyone, Ziri.
Ow.
I know you're geared.
Right.
He is geared.
It's really harsh.
I'm sorry. I'm not anybody.
What's it like to be not anyone?
Oh my god.
Ziri has no name.
You know this gray cloud? That's what you feel like.
But it means you're not in any database either. You can do terrible things and not get in trouble.
Come on, follow Chubby.
Hey, Ring of Peace works. Science.
Is this the trash where we need to spread out, or the next one?
The next one. I mean, it'll die so fast. Trash mechanics don't matter a whole lot.
Did you see that stuff I said earlier, Richard, by the way? About Resto? Just making sure.
He replied.
I don't read. I can't read.
Oh, cool. Me either.
And one more set of ads. Oh, okay. He's gonna stand there. I'm gonna throw down a bunch of markers. Alright, so this fight, it's 3 phases. It transitions at 65 and 30% to this phase 2 and phase 3. Phase 1, he's tanked where he's at, facing away from the raid. Tanks, you will get a debuff on you at 2 stacks. You will taunt swap, and you'll move out over to red X, and a healer will dispel you. Then you'll go back in, wait for the tank to get the stacks, and then swap. Everybody else, if you get an ability called... Where is it in my list of stuff? Nightmare Blades. 2 people will get debuffed on this. What happens is those 2 people, they need to form a straight line between the green and the blue markers, or at least in that line. What happens is after a few seconds, a set of claws will come shooting through one side of the room through one person, drawing a straight line through the other person. So if they are in between the green and the blue, it'll go straight kind of harmlessly through there. Melee will kind of be on his butt on the other side of that line. Ranged, you're going to be stacked up here at yellow. So that just means Nightmare Blades, move up to that, it'll go through, you'll be good. The dispels want to be handled by, basically what will happen is half the raid will get put into what's called the Dream. You'll get a green kind of fog around your screen edge. Healers that get that will usually be the ones that do the dispels. Because what it does is you get a corruption bar during this fight. While you're in the Dream, when you hit 100 corruption, you just come out of the Dream. If you hit 100 corruption and you're not in the Dream, you turn into a giant ad that we have to kill, and you're dead for the fight, and we can't res you. So there will be a Dream tank, and Dream DPS, and Dream healers, and then halfway, or slightly through the fight, he'll throw out a second set, which will get the other half of the raid. At Phase 2, it's 65%. He will get moved into the center of the room at the yellow marker. Tanks will get a different debuff. When this happens, you'll just kind of move out from the raid. You'll call for, hey, dispel me, and it'll put a circle on the ground. Somebody with the Dream debuff needs to come soak that. Usually tanks, you guys don't get 2 items where you can grab it. Fog light ads will come in from the outer edges of the room and move in slowly. It is imperative that all DPS switch to those, kill them. Somebody in the Dream needs to stand in the puddle and soak that up, and then move back in. There will also be a meteor attack that happens. You need to stack on the raid when that comes in, as it does splash damage and corruption based on however many people it hits. More people it hits, the less that it does. Then at 35%, we will go into Phase 3. At this point, it's a kill him before he kills us phase. Ads will start spawning all around the room. Nightmare Blades will still be going on. There will be no more of the Foglight ads, but it'll be tentacles and those kinds of things. The goal is to just burn him, kill him. In tanks, you basically will just keep taunting back and forth. We won't necessarily have dispels constantly for you during that, depending upon the Healy situation. But being that we're so well geared, we'll probably blow through this pretty quickly. We'll have my strong DPS kind of hold off, and we'll just burn through this.
Mount team.
Ish. It could be 2 ranged to get it, so you guys just need to make sure you were somewhere in that line across from each other. Because, yeah, it could very well be that 2 ranged or 2 melee or whoever gets that. And you don't have to be right at the colored markers. Like, you could be, like I'm standing right next to Star right now. That's perfectly fine. Like, if Star had it and I had it, this is fine. Now, if I'm standing here and we both have it, that's bad, because it's going to go right through the tanks and the ranged. And the melee.
Why am I a circle?
You've been a circle for like 4 bosses.
It comes and goes.
Once we do down this boss, I do want to kind of do the cheesy screenshot in front of the next, the room we'll get teleported to. Get that full raid experience.
It's the first raid down for Mighty Murloc.
Yep. Alright.
When we get
Tanks on your pull.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
The nightmare myths and legends. Your downfall will be simple and sweet.
Forgot I was on multi attack.
It can save.
Do it.
Lightning.
No.
Fairies in the dream.
Permit it.
Tubby, are you ever
Bleeding
killing
is also
ads?
in the dream.
Tubby's trying to get the achievement.
Tethered to your mortal life.
Did he drop the shoulders on normal?
Yes.
Yep.
It's supposed to be 3 stacks of this, right?
Yes, I was wrong.
You're welcome. I think.
One.
I still only have 2 stacks.
Big tank adds in. I'm gonna get a taunt on it. I was thinking we'd be past the phase before it appeared.
Dispel in front.
Phase 2, go ahead and move him to the center. Alright, ads are coming in from the outside. They need to get blown up, and their puddles soaked. Meteor will come into the center. Still have a puddle at red. Need to get soaked. If those stay up too long, it'll reform and recreate the ad. Ads are coming in. Find the other ad, Toby.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Wow. Just focus on the boss.
Oh hey, it put me back on my mount. It's kind of cool.
It's weird.
It did knock me off when I went to sleep.
Heroes, champions, step forth and hear.
The shoulders.
The nightmare has long been a cancer
All right.
to consume the Emerald Dream.
Shoulders are the same drop rate as the Hellscream ones, right?
Probably.
Like 0.02%.
Okay, everybody get around Cenarius on his platform and face the yellow marker.
But this road at least is closed to them. To honor your courage, I offer passage into the pure heart of the dream. As you feel the essence of life blooming beneath your feet, know that it
There
endures
is a tree in the way.
thanks to what you achieve this day.
Okay, cool. So that was the first Mighty Murloc run. Next month, I will take us into probably Trial of Valor and then into Nighthold as well. And then the month after that, we will go into Tomb. But thank you everybody for coming. Thanks for tagging along. Thanks for listening to me talk at you for a while. Lisa, you'll have your chance in the night hold ones.
Right.
Maybe.
Thank you guys. It was fun.
But yeah, thanks for coming out. Thanks for signing up. I hope you guys had fun. I'll be putting the next one on the calendar for sometime mid-February.
Thanks, I appreciated it.
Very nice.
It was fun.
For sure.
Yeah, it's weird kind of coming back through here and treating it like a real raid.
I enjoyed it though.
I'm like, I gotta remember all these abilities that I haven't talked about in a year.
Yeah, I can't remember them. I don't know how you remember them.
Lisa, I love the dog carrying the food. Oh my god, so cute. Or I'm
Isn't
guessing
it
that's
cute?
food. Oh my god.
Yeah.
That channel makes me so happy.
And for whoever decided to watch my stream, I hope you guys enjoyed too. Apparently there's 2 of you.
Yay!
I had lots of hand movement where I was explaining abilities that you guys didn't get to see that was probably...
Awesome.
I do that. When I'm talking about abilities, I talk with my hands a lot, which, you know, doesn't
Who's
do any of you any good.
Which is why he doesn't use push to talk. You'd cut out halfway.
Ah, sorry, Nix. Jeez.